All right, guys, we're going to learn how to multiply rational expressions. And I've got one right up here. We're going to find the following product, and we're going to reduce it to the lowest terms. And so we start with 2x plus 6 over x squared plus x minus 6 times x squared minus 4 over 2x. Multiplication is probably the easiest one after simplifying rational expressions. And we're going to use that previous knowledge to do this today. So the first thing we want to do is we want to factor all the components of this. So we are going to factor the heck out of this thing. And we're going to break it down to all of its pieces. So let's take 2x plus 6. We'll notice that 2x plus 6, it has a greatest common factor, which is 2. And so when I do that, I get x plus 3. Remember, when I take that 2 out, I am just simply dividing it by 2. And that leaves us with that x plus 3. And then x squared plus x minus 6, we can find to be x plus 3 and x minus 2. Remember, that is two numbers that multiply to -6 and add to that 1x. If you also struggle with that, we can go back to the area model. I could put in x squared minus 6 and then 1x here. No, this is x, this is x. And what I'm going to look for is the two numbers that multiply to -6, which would be -1 times 6 and -3 and 2. But they have to add to 1. So I know this can't add to 1. I do know I can get this to add to 1 as long as it is 2 times -3. So I get 2x. -2 times +3. So I get -2x and +3x. So I get x plus 3 and I get x minus 2 on the sides. Now, once we do that, we get x squared minus 4, which can be x minus 2 and x plus 2. You can go back to the area model as well. And then we're going to get 2x. Now, when we have these pieces, once we have all these pieces, what we're going to do is we are going to simplify. So we're going to simplify like we did before by crossing out like factors. And when we cross out like factors, that is numerator to denominator. Numerator to denominator. They have to come in pairs. Okay, so numerator to denominator. So check it out. X plus 3 has got a pair for x plus 3 in the denominator. Okay, x minus 2 in the numerator has got a pair down in the denominator, x minus 2. Okay, notice at this point, I'm going to rewrite it. Okay, so let me erase what I've got here down there, our factoring pieces. And I'm going to go ahead and rewrite it because sometimes we need to do that in order to see exactly what we still need to do in simplifying. So I'm going to go ahead and let's write it as 2x plus 2, because that's what is left over, all over 2 with an x. Okay, and now we're just at our basic simplifying rationals. Okay, we've got a 2 and a 2 that cancels out. Okay, and we are left with x plus 2 over x. Now remember, x plus 2 is its own value, and x is an individual value. They are not the same, so we cannot cancel those x's out. Okay, now, once we've got that, we're going to go to Desmos, and we are, of course, going to check our answers. Okay, I actually have the factoring pieces in just in case we need to look at that, but I'm not going to do that today. The first thing we are going to do, because you can factor on Desmos, okay, is I am going to type in the original problem all the way out. So 2x plus 6, close parentheses, divided by, and make sure everything is in its place. We'll give you a wrong answer if you do not type it in exactly the same way. I'm push over, put the multiplication sign, and then I'm going to type x squared minus 4 divided by 2x. Okay, now that looks exactly the same as it does in the Classkick. Now, I'm just going to take my answer, x plus 2. okay, x plus 2 divided by, okay, divided by x. Now, let's go ahead and look at what we've got here. You'll notice that the colors are exactly the same. So I'm just change the colors out just to verify this to make sure it makes a little bit more sense with us. Okay, and if they are exactly the same, they are equivalent to each other. So that means that their answers are exactly the same. So watch out what happens. I take it, I put the red one on, they're equivalent to each other, so their graphs are going to be the same. And I click on it, boom, bada bing, it changes to an orange color. They are exactly the same graph. That is how you multiply rational expressions and check it on Desmos to make sure you did it correct.